Jason Leffler of Turner Motorsports and the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Jason, you ever wanted to drive a Formula One car before?
Yeah, who wouldn't? That would be pretty awesome. That sounds like a really cool deal. Man, it sounds like a lot of fun. I'd just like to drive Stewart's Cup car.
We'll work on that for you first, and then we'll get to the Formula One car.
Yeah.
How are you this week, bud? Boy, what a rough day in Dover for the Nationwide Series on Saturday.
Yeah, it was. It was just, we had a good run going to Great Clips. Chevy was fast. We ran 5th and 6th majority of the race there, and we ran out of fuel at the end, and we ran out of fuel twice. Don't ask me how, but that's what happened. So we ended up 11th place there with all the wrecking, the big crash that went on the last lap. So it was a wild finish for the Nationwide Series, but it was a good race for us. We had some good speed, and we just didn't finish it off. So we're looking forward to redeeming ourselves at Iowa this weekend.
The tire story, the issue of wear and all that was a big part of Sunday's race with the Cup Series. What about on Saturday with you guys? How were tires in the Nationwide race, Jason?
We didn't have a problem at all. There was plenty of laps on the racetrack before we even turned our first laps between the Truck Series and Cup practice being before ours. So there was really no tire issue. That place is just hard. It's hard. You carry a lot of speed around there. Got a heavy race car, and it's just hard on the old tires, but Goodyear does a good job. That place is it's something else. It's one of a kind for sure.
What was going on at the tail end of this race with all the fuel pickup issues, or it looks like guys were running out of gas, and on that last restart, you were slow to come up to speed too. I mean, was everybody that close on gas, or are we seeing something in the new race car or in the fuel cell or something that as the tank wears low and the pickup's on the right side, we're not getting all the gas in there that we need to get in there to finish out the race?
Yeah, that's it. That's a great question. It's just a combination of the banking there and being under caution, and I think the fuel pump being in the fuel tank with the cable drive system that we all run now. Once it gets air in it, it's hard to get it back out. You got to get down on the flat, but no one was that close on fuel. That's why originally I didn't. The second to last restart, I didn't take off, and I originally thought I blew up because we weren't even close on fuel, and then we realized that we were, the second restart. But by then we'd put tires on and no fuel, so we had the same problem happen. But yeah, it's just a combination of running around there under yellow and the fuel running away from the pickup and getting air in the system and all that.
It is, and we haven't talked about it in a while. Could it possibly be the new fueling system on pit road, Jason? Are we not getting enough? Are we not getting all the fuel in the race cars, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know if it's that. If I say, I'd just be speculating if I said that. But I think it's a lot of has to do with just a lot of variables there at Dover. Between the banking and like I said, we run that cable drive fuel pump system, which is great, but it just has some different characteristics that you have to look out for, compared to the old style system.
Mike mentioned the craziness at the end of the race, and I got to tell you, I watched the highlights and the replay of the crash that ended the race about 50 times, and thankfully everybody walked away from that. But that was one of the hardest crashes I've seen anywhere, let alone Dover.
Yeah, for sure. That was pretty wild. Good thing Clint stayed and didn't get going down pit road there. But yeah, it looked pretty wild. I didn't see any of it on the racetrack. I just same as you. I saw it on the replay. So there was carnage everywhere, and one of KHI's crew members, I guess, ended up with a broken leg or some sort of injury to his leg with a spring flying. So hindsight, that's really bad, but hindsight, it's probably good. That's all it injured, because the springs and parts and pieces flying off the cars are not good, especially with the speed they got there at Dover.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think we sometimes get lulled into kind of this false sense. I don't know about saying security, but you don't realize just how fast you guys are going at Dover until something breaks loose.
Yeah, for sure. And Dover, the one thing tendency to, if you get in a wreck, you hit twice, because you either hit the outside wall and then you come down and hit the inside wall. But, you're fine, especially in a 3,500-pound race car. And that's what makes the place so fun. it's a blast to drive. It's just you just don't want to have any trouble there.
Speaking of being a blast to drive, the Nationwide Series heads off to Iowa while Trucks and Cup are in Charlotte. Is Iowa Speedway a blast to drive? It looks like it from our perspective.
Yeah, it's a great little racetrack. You know, and it's the fact that it's a Sunday day race. It's going to be kind of slick and have 2 or 3 grooves of racing, and it should be a lot of fun. You know, you struggle for traction there, which is a good thing for a race car driver. So I look forward to the race, and it should be an exciting race for the Nationwide Series.
Now, obviously, it's a relatively new track to the schedule. You're going to go there 2 times this year. When you first went there, did you embrace it right away? Was it something you picked up right away at Iowa, Jason, or did you kind of have to learn it a little bit?
Well, it's like any racetrack. It has characteristics, but it has its own little little tricks that you apply, but that changes every year. You know, it seems like obviously the winters are pretty hard on it, and seems to get slicker every year we go back. But yeah, the racing was good from day one there, which was awesome. It shows you that they did a good job with the progressive banking and all that, you know. And I embraced it. I love the track. I love the fans. They get a great racing atmosphere up there, and they pack the place, and they're tailgating, and they're doing all the things that you see at a lot of the big tracks down south here. So it's pretty neat to see them embrace NASCAR up there in Iowa.
Well, what were your thoughts when NASCAR announced that it was going to Iowa Speedway for the first time? There's a lot of folks that live in the Midwest, and they finally got satisfied with the NASCAR Nationwide Series date. What were your thoughts when that announcement was made?
I was excited. I heard nothing but good things about Iowa. You know, and knowing the Midwest race fans, they're some of the best there is. Really, there are really. I mean, they really get into the all types of racing, and they're not just NASCAR fans. They're auto racing fans, which is a lot of fun. They're really passionate about it, and you know, we went there, and it was a packed house from the start, and it's been there ever since. So. I'm sure they're excited to have 2 races up there.
Yeah, I guarantee they are. And when we first went there, you know, Rusty Wallace designed that racetrack. Everyone said, "Hey, it's just like Richmond." Is it just like Richmond? Is it? How close is it to Richmond? And what are the differences from Richmond that Iowa has? What characteristics are different?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is shaped like Richmond. The progressive banking's designed a little better than Richmond, and you know, it has a few bumps in it already through the tunnel, but it's got its own characteristics. But yeah, very identical to Richmond. You know, you can compare setups and all that. So, and your style of driving. You know, it's fast enough where you need a little aerodynamic help, but it's slow enough where you can have a little short track beating and banging.
You know, I just looked at their website, Jason. They're running down at Knoxville on Saturday night. I have a feeling maybe you'd sneak down there and maybe take in a little sprint car racing.
Yeah. I mean, last year when I went there, I went to the Knoxville Sprint Car Hall of Fame, which is really, really great. The Sprint Car Hall of Fame is really awesome. And so, yeah, we're going to go probably Saturday night. I'm sure we'll sneak over there and watch one of the local shows because Knoxville is very competitive. It's an awesome dirt track, you know, one of the best there is. So, yeah, all the crew guys we're talking about going over there after qualifying.
We're in the middle of a really busy stretch for you guys right now. How are you guys positioned right now? Where's kind of the race team at this point, Jason, and how far ahead have you guys got things ready? I mean, this is nonstop for the Nationwide Series right now.
Yeah. I mean, we're prepared really well. We got race cars scheduled out. We got some new race cars coming down the pipeline. We got, I think, a road race test scheduled here in a couple weeks, and new road race cars coming. So yeah, I mean, the guys are working really hard, but it's an organized manner, and you know, Steve Turner's providing us with all the parts and pieces to do this thing right, and so far so good.
Well, we wish you the best. Have fun in Iowa this weekend. And then, of course, next week, back in God's country, as they say, home for the race at Charlotte, the Top Gear 300. Lots of fun, lots of excitement coming for the NASCAR Nationwide Series in the next weeks and months to come. And, of course, it'll kick off this weekend with the John Deere 250 live coverage 1:30 Sunday afternoon on the Motor Racing Network and here on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90. Safe travels to you. We'll catch up with you next Wednesday.
All right, guys. Thank you.